You remember drone delivery, right? For years, it felt like one of those future is just around the corner things that never actually turned the corner. I mean, big companies made these huge promises, but our stuff kept showing up in a car with a driver. So what happened? Well, it turns out the real holdup wasn't the drone itself. It was the completely broken economics of delivery.
It really all kicked off more than a decade ago with this exact moment. Jeff Bezos goes on 60 Minutes, unveils Amazon's drone program, and boom, the world was hooked. It seriously felt like a massive leap forward was just months away. Then, just a year later, Google's parent company, Alphabet, launched their own project, Wing. The hype was absolutely real. The future was here, or so we thought.
And yet, here we are. The skies are, well, not exactly buzzing with delivery drones, are they? This is the big question, the one that makes everyone a little skeptical. It's so easy to just assume the whole idea was flawed, that the tech or the business model just didn't work. But the real answer is a little more interesting. And it doesn't start up in the sky. It starts down on your suburban street.
Yeah. So to really get why drones are finally about to take off, you have to understand why our current delivery system is so unbelievably broken, especially in the suburbs. This isn't just about getting your food faster, it's a deep-seated economic problem.
Okay, here's the first piece of that problem. $11. That's what you're paying on average for a delivery fee on a suburban food order. It's the reason you stop and think, do I really want to pay more for the delivery than for my coffee? So, why is it so ridiculously high?
It's because of this number, 40 minutes. A driver's round trip can easily take that long. You've got to factor in traffic, finding the place, and the real killer, that 10-minute wait at a busy restaurant while the food is being bagged up. And for a huge chunk of that time, the driver isn't earning a dime.
Which all leads to this. A driver in the suburbs can only manage to complete about 1.5 orders per hour. It's just brutal. Once you factor in their costs, gas, insurance, wear and tear on the car, the math just falls apart without those high fees and a big fat tip. The whole model is just fundamentally inefficient. Now look at this. This slide just lays bare how massive the disruption is. It's not a small improvement, it's a total game changer. A 40-minute delivery time plummets to 3 to 5 minutes. That $11 fee, the goal is to get it under $1. And efficiency, one remote pilot can handle 60 to 80 deliveries an hour. How? It's simple, really. They changed the most basic variable of all, the path. No more winding roads. A drone flies in a perfect, straight line. And this is where a company called Mana enters the picture. They looked at that broken, inefficient suburban delivery model and didn't see a problem. They saw a perfect opportunity, a perfect use case for drones. So they decided to attack the exact market where traditional delivery is at its absolute worst.
And their strategy is just brilliant. They target small, light, super time-sensitive stuff. The coffee you need hot, the phone charger you need right now, and they do it in the suburbs where cars get bogged down. By flying at almost 60 miles an hour, they just completely leapfrog all the traffic. And the result? A customer experience that is just, well, killer. Come on, we've all had those sad, soggy, lukewarm fries. With a 3-minute delivery, that's a thing of the past. And the process itself is so streamlined, it's beautiful. The second you hit order, the clock starts. A runner literally grabs the food, it gets loaded, and special software gets automated approval for the flight path. A remote human pilot gives a quick visual confirmation that the coast is clear, and whoosh, the drone is off. Minutes later, it shows up, hovers at a safe height, and just gently lowers your order down on a string. The whole drop-off takes less than a minute.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds great, but is it safe? Is it actually reliable? And this is where Mana's entire philosophy about the hardware, about the drone itself, becomes so important. Forget about some complex, futuristic machine. Their whole approach is about radical simplicity. They've basically taken a page right out of the SpaceX playbook. The best part is no part. Think about it. Every single component you add to a machine is another thing that can break. By keeping the drone mechanically simple, I'm talking 8 propellers, a frame, a parachute, and not much else, they make it incredibly reliable. Fewer things to go wrong means, well, fewer things do go wrong.
But simple doesn't mean unsophisticated. Not at all. The safety systems are straight out of commercial aviation. You've got 3 totally separate flight computers that are constantly voting on every decision, so one little glitch can't cause a catastrophe. There's a parachute that's only had to be used once in over 200,000 flights. By delivering from a safe height, the drone stays clear of trees and power lines. And on top of all that,
Every single flight is watched over by a trained human pilot.
And this all fits into a highly regulated system. This isn't the Wild West. In Europe, where Mana has been flying for years, they have this super detailed risk assessment framework called SAIL. Mana operates at level 3, which is specifically designed for flying over suburban areas. But with all their extra safety measures, their actual operational safety is way higher. This is a mature, data-driven approach to safety.
All right, but what about the noise? This is a huge concern for people, and for good reason. So let's actually put it in context. As the drone is flying overhead, it's about 53 decibels. That's actually quieter than a normal conversation. When it comes down for the drop-off, it briefly pops up to 62 decibels. Look, it's a new sound for sure, but statistically, it's quieter than the traffic on a nearby road or even your vacuum cleaner.
And the other big question, privacy. Is this thing filming my backyard barbecue? The answer is a hard no. There's one single camera, it points straight down, and its only job is to let the remote pilot confirm that the drop zone is clear of people or pets before lowering the package. That is its sole purpose.
So, if the technology works, the economics are a slam dunk, and this safety case is solid, then why isn't this happening everywhere already? The answer, as it so often is, comes down to regulation, particularly here in the United States. But a massive change is happening right now that's about to blow the doors wide open for the world's biggest market.
This right here, this regulatory shift, is everything. The old FAA system was what you'd call permissions-based. It was painfully slow, super restrictive, and made it basically impossible to scale a business. The new rules, called Part 108, are moving to a waiver-based system. What that means is the FAA sets the safety standards, and any company that proves they can meet those standards can get a waiver to operate nationwide. This is the green light. This is the starting gun the entire industry has been waiting for.
Which leaves us with this one last thought. For over a decade, drone delivery felt like a broken promise. But by focusing on the right problem, those broken suburban economics, and by patiently proving out the technology and the safety, all the pieces are finally falling into place. With the regulatory doors now swinging open, you have to ask, are we standing on the edge of a genuine logistics revolution? One that could totally change the speed, the cost, and the convenience of getting just about anything we want delivered right to our doorstep?